Facebook Ads has come out with new advertising policies as a result of COVID-19, aka coronavirus. So today I want to share those policies with you and help you comply with those policies so you can continue receiving excellent results. Hey Atime, if we're just meeting, welcome to the channel that brings actionable content to grow your business through online marketing. So if that sounds beneficial, consider subscribing. You might be on the fence about advertising. You may be thinking, well, I want to advertise, but what happens if X? Or I don't want to advertise because I'm not sure about Y. All of those are valid, but let me help you get off the fence real quick. The advertising prices are incredibly low. It doesn't matter if you're using Instagram, Facebook, Google, YouTube, whatever it is, they are incredibly low. So if you're asking for my opinion, I highly encourage you to advertise. About 90% of the clients that I'm working with have doubled down. That means they have doubled their advertising spend, and the results have gone through the roof. But before we go down a rabbit hole, I'm just going to assume that you're advertising. And the following is something that you need to know in order to get your ads approved and to avoid getting your ad accounts suspended. All right, we're here in the Ads Manager, and if you advertise with any regularity, then you will have noticed a tab come up. And that tab is right here, the COVID-19 resources. This is where we're gonna focus the bulk of our time today. So we're going to get right into it. The policy updates about products related to COVID-19. All right, so due to the coronavirus, we've updated our controversial content policy to reflect new types of abuse we're seeing on the platform. Our policy doesn't allow ads that exploit crisis or controversial political or social issues for commercial purposes. So that says a lot right there, but let's continue. This includes using urgency or prevention claims to promote supplies and products related to COVID, or promoting the sale of specific products like masks, hand sanitizer, surface disinfecting wipes, or COVID tests. Alright, so what this is telling us is that these types of specific products are no longer available to be advertised. Now, this doesn't explicitly say it, but when you click on Learn More, you're going to go down here to prohibited products that are temporarily banned. So they were having so much fraud, so much abuse that they decided to do away with these altogether. So there's a lot of people out there trying to make a quick buck, trying to sell masks, trying to sell sanitizer, and just price gouge the system as much as they could. And we're coming onto Facebook, we're going onto Google, and just buying some ads, trying to basically extort people and price gouge people with their products, the gas masks, the gloves, the hand sanitizers, and everything. So at this point, this policy was updated to nix all of those. But whenever you see any type of abuse, there's always going to be shrapnel. There's always going to be a lot of unintended circumstances, unintended reactions from the new updates, from the new policies. And what you're going to see is delays expected for requested ad reviews. Due to the global impact of COVID-19, you may experience a slower response time when you request another review of a rejected ad. So if you're submitting ads and you are wondering, why in the world is it taking me so much longer to get an approval? Well, this is why. Now, they give you some what to do. We're going to cover it, but then we're going to elaborate on it. To reduce delivery delays, you can start with the previously approved ad. So if you already have an ad that has been approved in the past, and you are trying to split test another ad copy as an example, then as you're waiting over here, then go ahead and turn on that ad that you already had going. That is a way to circumvent the ad review because your ad over here was already approved. Consider these options to avoid triggering additional ad reviews. Change only the budget or the start and end dates. So you see whatever budget you allocated, you just increase it or decrease it and turn on the ad, and it won't trigger another review of your ad, and then extend the period of a running ad. Well, that's basically saying the same thing here when you're adjusting the start or end dates. Now, it's important that you follow these guidelines when it comes to trying to get some ads out there up and running. These are only for those ads that you've already run. So if you're trying to go to your ad copy and change things up, well, you've automatically triggered the review process. So make sure that you only adjust the budget. Let's click over here and dig in a little bit more because there's a lot of things that apply down here. So when it comes to the prohibited content ads that indicate urgency for supplies, ads that incite fear to promote supplies or products, ads that claim prevention of COVID. Now, these are the ones that are prohibited outright. Now, when we're talking about the shrapnel, we're talking about really anything that has to do with COVID, anything that you see over here that, whether you say coronavirus, whether you say COVID, whether you say pandemic, a lot of those trigger words, those are automatically going to be queued up to be reviewed. So I've had a lot of conversations with some real estate agents, with some brokers, with some lenders on the actual ad copies that they're trying to run with the special programs that new builders are running, the special programs that are happening from the mortgage perspective, the special programs when it comes to loans. We see that there's been a lot of loan activity from the government down to us and or just the stimulus altogether. So they've been trying to launch some ads, but a lot of them get rejected. And this is a policy that is getting that rejected. Regardless of the message that you have, as long as you have COVID, as long as you have coronavirus, as long as you have pandemic, those keywords, those are triggering the reviews. And most of the time, don't think that the manual reviews is going to be an extensive review of your ad copy. Even on manual reviews, if there is a person on the back end reviewing that, trust that they're not going to spend more than a split second to give it a no or a yes on your ad. So it's much easier for them to say no than it is for them to say yes, because the moment they say yes, they are opening themselves up to liability. They are opening themselves up to criticism if the mainstream media, I know that's a very buzzwordy thing to say at this point, but with Facebook approving ads, you see how much under fire they you see how much they come under fire, because if they approve an ad that somebody doesn't deem appropriate, then a story gets blown up. A story gets blown up out of the negative much more than it does a positive. So whenever you're running ads, the moral of the story is run ads that don't have these buzzwords. If you are doing loans, then have information about the loans available right now, but don't try to link them up to COVID. Don't try to link them up to the pandemic, because you're gonna potentially get flagged. And if you continue doing that, then there is a good chance that your ad account can get suspended altogether. Same thing for your real estate agents. When you're going out there and advertising a new home, advertising that the rates are the lowest that they've ever been, advertising X, Y, and Z, and saying, hey, the COVID corona crisis may be out there, but you can bundle yourself up or house arrest, so you can self-quarantine in this beautiful new home. Those words are going to get you flagged. So to the best of your ability, avoid using these buzzwords, avoid using COVID, avoid using coronavirus. That's the best advice that I can give you in order to get your ads to actually be approved, because when you get them into this cycle, it takes a long time for them to actually go through and for your audience to see what you're advertising. Well, now that you know how to adjust your Facebook advertising during this pandemic, you'll need to learn how to actually launch some Facebook ads that convert. So I'll leave a video right here that's going to help you do just that. Also, if you found value today, don't forget to subscribe, and of course, make it your best day yet.